Happy Friday, everybody. It's Friday the 13th. Welcome to Rainy Nights with Friends. Tonight, I'm here with Crystal, the Clutch Queen.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing
You got
tonight?
something going on over there. What you got going on?
I am building something for my wife that I got her for Valentine's Day. So I'm excited to surprise her with it.
Okay, so she's not watching. She won't see what's going on here.
No, no, no. I don't think so.
Maybe,
If
maybe.
she does, whatever, man. It happens.
She'll just have to guess because it's half built.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Tonight,
Oh,
we've
man.
got Serenity Kitty, Neil, me, Diana Pillion style, and Journey of Jerry just popped in. Welcome in, everybody. So, yep, I've got a few latecomers coming, hopefully, so they'll be here shortly. But for now, it's just you and me.
That's all
So
good, right?
it's all good. So tonight we are going to talk about what every biker. I don't care if you've been riding for a month, even if you haven't got on a bike yet. People are going to annoy you with this. The people that say, "Why are you riding a motorcycle? We're in the city. Traffic's bad. It's raining. It's snowing. It's too hot. It's too cold." All of the people who talk about things that, well, I mean, they really have no business talking about, honestly, because this is our life, not theirs. So
Exactly.
we're gonna talk about the things, the things that people have asked you, and we're also going to talk about the things that you tell people to say, "Hey, it's my problem, not yours." So, well, let's kick it off. So, Crystal, what is the dumbest thing anyone has said to you about riding a motorcycle?
Um, well, the one thing I always got asked was, what is the point? You're gonna die. And that's, I think, every biker's one thing that people ask all the time. And what kind of scooter is this? And clearly it's a Harley.
What kind of scooter is it?
And I always respond with people, and again, this is everything every biker ever gets. I chose to ride, one, because I grew up on it, and two, it makes me feel good. And yeah, I may die, and if the good Lord wants to take me, um at least that I did it doing what I love. Just like Paul Walker said, at least he died doing what he loved.
Go down and do what you love.
Exactly. So what about you? What's the dumbest thing that somebody's ever said to you?
It's always a lot of people die on those.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
have the perfect answer for that. And I've actually done the statistics on this. And what I like to tell them is, last year, 3,200 people died on a motorcycle. 680,000 people died of massive heart failure due to obesity. But you don't see anybody asking somebody about why they're eating a hamburger. So,
That's actually really true. I never thought about it. Just like I was watching this video, this guy said, "Do you know that almost, what do you say, 25 people die from water poisoning after drinking water from a bottle of water, more than somebody would on a motorcycle?" And here's the thing, man, like, you can stub your toe and die. I don't know if you've ever watched this show, 1,000 Ways to Die. And
I have.
and I don't think I've ever watched a Thousand Ways to Die with a motorcycle in it yet.
No. So
Um,
funny you mentioned the toe. I actually, one of the most famous people in America died from stubbing their toe. You want to guess who that
what?
is?
Who?
Jack Daniels.
What?
Jack Daniels came to work one day, kicked a safe, broke his toe, wouldn't go to the doctor, got ptomaine poison, got gangrene in his toe, had his toe amputated, then had to have his foot amputated, had his leg amputated, couldn't stop the blood poisoning, and he died. All from
What?
stubbing his toe. Yep,
That's insanity. Actually, I didn't know that. That's something new.
true story.
Wow. Here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, and recently I had this conversation with a coworker. Um, and I know this is gonna sound crazy. This is just how I feel. I believe I'm a chosen one. People that ride motorcycles are chosen, and some people say we're chosen by stupidity. because we choose it, but in reality, we're the ones that showing people that we stand for freedom. We we are crossing boundaries out of the typical society, and that we are crazy enough to put something hot full of gasoline between our legs and hauling ass down the road. And I'm cool with it.
I remember seeing this comedian talking about how they invented the motorcycle, and some guy's like, "I got a great idea." He goes, "I'm gonna get this giant engine, put it on a frame, and put it on wheels, and it's gonna go really fast." And this guy's like, "Oh, really great. So how many wheels? 4, 5, 6?" He's like, "2." He goes, "Oh, wow, that's okay. So it's gonna be like easy to balance, right? Like big, really wide tires." And the guy's like, "No, they're gonna be really skinny." He's like, oh, "Okay, so all right, so if it's gonna be really skinny, like the bike's gonna be really light, right? It's not gonna weigh very much." He goes, "No, it's gonna weigh about 1,000 pounds." He's like, "Okay, so how are you gonna make it go?" He goes, "Well, it's gonna have a really big engine, and it's gonna be, right, and it's gonna be perfect, and it's gonna be finely tuned." He's like, "Cool, so you're gonna put the engine like way out in front of you, right?" And he goes, "No, I'm gonna put it right under my balls." And he's like, "Oh, so okay, so if the engine's like under you, right, you're gonna put the fuel tank like way behind you, right, where it's not flammable." He goes, "No, I'm gonna put that between my balls too." So I love that skit. But anyway, so some answers from the crowd. So Serenity Kitty says his response to that is, "I know someone who died in a car crash." Okay, cool. And then like Neil says, "Everybody dies, some of us live," which, man,
Is accurate.
yeah, with all of
The
us.
guy crossing the road, not even operating a vehicle.
Hello,
just
lady. Yeah, you see these accidents all the time. It's crossing the road. My mother's first husband worked in construction, tripped in a yard, tripped over a 2x4, went face first into a column and broke his neck. Just walking through a yard. Yeah. I saw this cool thing today, and I reposted it on Instagram because I thought it was so cool. It said, "There is a conspiracy against you. The universe has a conspiracy against you to make your life better." So it's called the burnt toast theory. Has anybody ever heard it?
No.
Burnt toast theory is a guy's getting ready for work one day, puts his toast down, accidentally burns the toast. So he's late. So he has to remake his toast. As he goes to leave, he's driving through town, and all of a sudden, way ahead of him, he can see a huge fire, huge flames, and he finds out there's been like a 20-car pileup. Everyone's killed. It's a huge flame. And if he hadn't have stopped to remake his toast, he would have been right in the middle of it. So sometimes the things that you go through in life that just change your life in very small ways, butterfly effect, will completely make your life better or save you from something or put you in a better predicament.
I believe that.
There's a lot of 9/11 stories about people who, like the guy who was on his way to work, and his wife calls him and tells him, "I can't bring the kids to work today. I'm sick. You got to come back home and get the kids to bring them to school or to daycare." So he has to go all the way home, get the kids, come back, and while he's dropping the kids off at daycare, he finds out that the towers got hit. Otherwise, he would have been in the towers when the plane hit.
Yeah.
So that's called the burnt toast theory. The small inconveniences in your life make your life better. So when you're out on that motorcycle and it's raining, or it's cold, or something's happening that's making you feel like you're just totally inconvenienced, it reminds me how alive I really am. That I'm lucky enough to feel the wind in my face and to feel the cold, and everything could be so much worse. So
Yeah.
hey, that's just me. Julie, welcome in. I got to get Julie in here one night, some night soon. Now, Serenity, get a toaster. It could save your life. Yep. All right, Biker Girl.
Don't shower with it.
Don't shower with your toaster.
That won't save your life.
Live, love, laugh, toaster bath. Right. Okay, so tonight, Biker Girl, We're talking about annoying non-riders who question my choice to ride a motorcycle. What is the dumbest thing someone has told you about riding a motorcycle? And how did you answer it?
The dumbest thing. I mean, the most common thing is always like, isn't that too much bike for you? You know.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, I was like, no, it's not too much bike for me. And now I'm just like, yeah, you're absolutely right. One time I was, I had my helmet and I was about to get on the bike. And someone was like, oh, you're waiting for your boyfriend? And I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting for my boyfriend. And then, I'm slowly putting on my gear and then I just took off. I mean, I have nothing to prove at this point.
Yeah, anything you have to prove will be proven as you ride off into the sunset.
You know what? I get a lot of things about gear because I don't really wear gear when I ride. So a lot of the comments that I get is I'm gonna end up being hamburger meat and stuff like that.
I get that same thing.
I hear my sister's a nurse. Do you know what they call motorcycles? Donor-cycles.
Oh no!
And I'm like, well, and I answer, well, they're riding them wrong because if you wreck correctly on them, there's nothing left.
My thing is I live in Florida. It's hot as hell, and you can suck my ass because I'm barely gonna wear something. The only thing I'm gonna wear is my vest and some jeans and my steel-toed boots. Long sleeves, that's a no-go in my
Even
world.
that is crazy. Even jeans is crazy in Florida. When I was in Florida, I took a shower and then 5 minutes later, I was full of sweat again.
You took a
Absolutely.
shower?
Is there even a
Gross.
point of taking a shower in Florida?
There is. It's to get the mud off.
Or the mosquitoes.
Or the mosquitoes.
God, after you smack them off, yeah.
Why do you live there?
You know what?
I
I was
love it
raised
there.
here, and I love
God.
it. I'm a swamp baby. That's what I tell people. Because when people come to Florida, right, they think, oh my God, it's like beaches and palm trees and it's lovely. And in reality, where I live, we fight crackheads and alligators at the same time.
It's mosquitoes and alligators and cockroaches.
Oh yeah, the skeeters down
Flying
here are so
cockroaches.
big, they'll pick up about a 300-pound man.
Isn't that bike a little too big for you? Why don't you
Yeah.
stick to the crackheads and the alligators?
Listen, man.
Jerry
Sarah
says, Jerry says, I bet the donor recipients are grateful for motorcycle riders. Yeah,
I'm a donor.
I'm a donor too. Here's what's funny is, so have you heard the rumor now that if an ambulance gets to you and they check your license and you're a donor, they don't try to save you? Have you heard that rumor?
Yeah.
It's not true. It's not true, but
My
No.
mom told me that.
Yeah,
My
it's not
mom
true.
is a nurse and a nurse practitioner, and she was like, you know what? There's some crooked people out there. Just take that donor off your ID. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
they are not going to look at your license when they're over there and you're bleeding out. They are not. Hang on. Let's check his license. Let's check his license.
You know what? Here's
Okay.
the thing.
They gotta check for DNR though.
Nope. No. They do not check for
No?
DNR. You have to present a DNR. DNR doesn't exist. So you have to have a DNR on file. So it's not like you just have a DNR and have an accident. And they're like, hang on, let's check for a DNR. A DNR is filed once you find yourself critical and you have died a few times. That's when they do a DNR. So you're not going to have a random DNR in your pocket. So
Okay.
I just tell them to donate my body to science so we can figure out why I ended up gay.
I
You know-
love it.
dude, have you seen women? I know why you're gay. Shit. Come on.
Listen,
Have you seen Sydney Sweeney? Come on.
listen, bro. Like,
Sweeney, really? That's
Oh,
who you go
God.
with?
Oh yeah, jeez.
Cindy
Everybody's-
Crawford, Adriana Lima, Angelina Jolie. You go
Who?
with Sydney Sweeney?
Who?
listen, man. I
Victoria
it cracks me up when I tell people that, and they're just like, they don't catch on. They're like, wait a minute, what? I'm like, because it's a disease, right?
Absolutely.
I'm
yes.
full of
Have
a
you
disease. And
it?
they go,
Therapy? I heard conversion therapy works wonders.
what was it? Back in the day, they used to say, you should just drink some root tea. It'll help you. Root
Oh my
tea.
god,
What?
really?
Yeah. Back in the 70s, they used to
Oh.
say that all the time.
So yeah, in the Catholic Church, they used to say you should just use saltpeter, and the girls would say, "Doesn't that hurt?" Anyway.
Maybe we should splash some holy water on her.
Right? Hey, that might work.
It'd cool you
You
off.
know what? It might work. It might
No,
work.
not at all.
But listen, man, the thing is that no matter what you do with your life, riding motorcycles, skateboarding, people doing motocross, or something that's out of the element, you're going to get questioned. Or like people that race cars, you're going to get questioned, those kind of things, because it's something that's, again, like I said earlier, stepping out of the norm. It breaks a boundary that in our society, we look what they look at bikers as is we're crazy. But in reality, they don't nobody understands, and I tell people this all the time when they bring stuff like this. You don't know the feeling of like riding a motorcycle until you get on a motorcycle, and it either will scare the shit out of you, or you'll get the biggest adrenaline rush that it could end up being better than sex at that point, because you're
Wait,
like,
let's not get
wow.
crazy here. Come on.
I was gonna
Hey,
say, I
hey,
don't know
listen, man. Isn't it like, you never know. It depends on that motorcycle.
If you
It
tried
shakes
more
just
fingers,
right.
just anyway. All right.
It shakes
You're
just
not-
right. You
you're
never
not
know.
Harley. That's why you said shake just
Oh,
right.
yeah. Oh, yeah. She's got
I
Harley.
wanna be
She has
a
2
motor-
Harleys now.
Shake just right.
One
you know?
just shakes a little harder than the other, right?
Yeah, she has
Micro
a light
vibration.
day bike and a heavy day bike.
Yeah.
So
Something's got to work.
that's why you got that street glide. Okay, now
Yeah.
we know. Moving up in the world.
They say size matters now.
Oh, fuck it. Somebody told me one time, one day you're going to have a wreck, and you're not going to want to ride anymore. And I'm like, well, let's see. I had one that shattered my kneecaps. I only have half a kneecap on my left side.
Jesus.
I T-boned a truck and got a concussion, separated shoulder, and 2 broken ribs. And then I fell on the ice and broke some bones out of my back and got a concussion and had a seizure. And they're like, oh, man, you're still riding? And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. Look at the number of people who have wrecks and cannot, like when I broke my ribs and it separated my shoulder. I was still had my chest wrapped getting on bikes at the dealer trying to figure out what my next bike was going to be. So I'm either it's not that bad or I'm damaged beyond repair, and maybe I should donate my head to science too. Figure out what the fuck's wrong with me.
Yeah, what the hell's going on
yeah.
there, dude? They're like, are
Dragon
you okay?
walking in. I'm not okay because I'm like, yeah, I'm half dead trying to get on a motorcycle.
You know what? I have a friend. We call him Stumpy. He is one of the most awesome people I have ever met. I met him at a bike meet. He is missing both of his legs from the knees down. He is very old. I think he was there when the bike was invented. He has a little Grom, and he has an addition to the bike to put the wheelchair on. So he gets on the wheelchair, straps it in, jumps on the bike from the wheelchair, and rides.
That is just,
If you have a desire,
Badass, right?
that is like legendary status right there.
yeah.
I remember the first time I met him, I'm like, what's your name? He's like, you could call me Stumpy. And I'm like, what?
There's a guy at the camp out, Crash.
Huh?
There's a guy at the camp out, Crash 2.0. That's his screen name. He's missing both legs from the knees down, and rides a Honda Sabre, 1100 Sabre.
Yeah.
With no changes to the bike. He's got two steel legs from the knees down, and rides an unaltered motorcycle with his foot. He lifts his foot and stomps on the. So the shifter is altered. He has the heel toe stomp, but that's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
He
And
goes
he's
on-
a cool dude.
And he goes on group rides with everybody.
And he's positive as hell.
Yes,
he
he
don't
is.
let it cripple him. He's actually a really cool dude.
Yep.
I've hung out with him a few times.
Yep. So I mean, if you've got an itch, you're gonna find a way to scratch it, or you're just gonna give up. Do you want to give up, or do you want to itch the rest of your life? Find a way to scratch that itch, or not. Ghost, welcome in. So I have another friend who's rides with me. I've gone to some meets with her. She had a wreck on a motorcycle back in like early 2000s. nearly lost her leg. You can still, if she ever shows you the leg, most of the leg is gone, but would not rest until she got back on a motorcycle. It's
That's
just
so bad.
if you want something, you're gonna get it. And I don't
Oh, yeah.
I don't think. I mean, do people that have wrecks in cars stop driving cars?
Exactly. Oh, it's just like people that get into situations with horses. They get bucked off that horse. That horse hurts them severely, and then what do you think happens? They get right back on it.
Yep. You either get back on or you give up on life. We
Yeah.
have another friend, Shelly. Shelly had a bad motorcycle accident. Lost her leg from like the knee down. It took her almost 2 years to get back on the motorcycle, and got back on a regular motorcycle with some alterations. Took classes, learned how to ride with, and she took it down in Florida, it's not where Clutch Queen lives, but not far from it. She's over in Tampa, but they have classes for people who are disabled to teach them how to ride motorcycles.
Yep. Bert. Bert himself makes motorcycles for people that are disabled and can't ride, and he helped get motorcycles to where they can ride. And he's done it to a few.
Can I ask something real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Clutch Queen?
Oh yeah. What are you doing, Clutch Queen?
I'm like, she's putting it on, she's taking it off, putting it. I don't see you screwing anything in. I just see you like moving it up and down.
I got my wife something for Valentine's that well,
now you spoiled the surprise, haven't you?
did.
Your
Well,
wife's
she,
not watching.
I don't even think she's watching right now. Actually, my wife is out of state, and she'll watch it from time to time, but she's so busy right now that. But my wife is going through this, which every woman goes through it, except for me. Maybe you too. My wife is in her plant mom era. She
I've
loves.
killed every plant I've ever, had. And you know what? There was only one that I didn't kill. My mother-in-law gave it to me. It was a cactus. And I took such good care of that thing for
Because it
3
don't need
months.
much water.
Listen. I watered it. I put it to sunlight for 3 months. And then I found out it's fake.
Some of them look real. I'll give you
It
that.
looks so real.
I'll tell you what happened. My wife and I have a bearded dragon. Her name is Luna.
Oh.
And we put the dogs up and she free roams the house. And my wife, not only does plants, of course, purify the air, because my wife is very into nature and stuff like that. We both love nature. And she bought some plants that if our bearded dragon climbs in them, she can eat them. So now it became this whole hoopla. So, of course, I bought my wife this really cool little boom bobber here that I have to put together, which is fine. I'm good with my hands. But it's a problem right now. And
hang on, that deserves a drum roll.
I can't.
Here we go.
So now I'm building this little tower so she can have. Hey, that was good. See,
I'm not late at all.
I think I should be a comedian, right?
She did something for her wife because she's good with her hands. What do you
And
mean?
then 5 minutes later, there was a drum roll.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it took that long?
It took
So-
forever.
My wife, I got her this little rack where she can now have multiple plants.
Aw, that's
Because
sweet.
she supports my garbage, so I support hers. That's what you're supposed to. Well, that's what you're supposed to do, right? Or you're supposed to tell him, hell nah. So it was one or the other. I would rather just give her what she wants. I mean, I buy expensive motorcycle shit, so I gotta sweet talk somewhere.
So you're the yes dear wife.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No. So she's the man in the relationship. She keeps fucking up, so she's got to keep doing stuff to make up for it. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Rainey.
When the box comes in the mail from Dennis Kirk or from Amazon, what's that? Oh, don't worry about that. Hey, honey, how about we just go out to eat tonight? How about we?
Yeah.
Let's order in. Don't worry about
And
cooking. I got this.
and because of those boxes, it's probably gonna be McDonald's. So hope you like
Cheaper
a
stuff.
Big Mac today. I'll even spoil you and get you the McFlurry that you like. So, but yeah, so that's what I'm actually doing. I told Rainey, I'm like, I'm not gonna be in my office. And actually, I'm gonna be meal prepping here soon as well.
Meal
so.
prepping is fine. Chase and Go said earlier that there's a bunch of us who limp, all for the same reason. It's a club that's got a hell of an admission fee.
Wait, what?
The limps from accidents and crashes. Gus had said earlier that she spent was it half a year trying to save her leg after a crash.
Oh wow!
Shoot, that's crazy.
What's crazy is we keep getting back on the bikes. I mean,
you know what, man? But it's that's the problem. We get back on because we love it so much. Like, and
you sure it's not because we're insane?
Without it.
Just checking.
When I couldn't ride after my accident for like 3 months, I was like
losing your mind.
I was going crazy.
I say it's because we have mental trauma that we can't fulfill, so we just use motorcycles to help us out with it.
Well, when I had my wreck on the big bike and I got the concussion and had the seizure, the doctor said, no riding for 6 weeks.
Ooh.
I said, yeah, no problem. I won't ride the big bike for 6 weeks. No problem.
Yeah.
But the Sportster, the Sportster's light. I have no problem holding it up. Gotcha. So sometimes you have to compensate. You
gotta find a loophole.
Find the loophole. Yep.
That's good medical advice.
I like it, and that's the advice I would give too. If it was my life.
The advice you would like to receive.
Well, when I broke my ribs, and he was like, you don't have to worry about riding a bike again. You at least have to be, off the bike at least for 3 months. And I'm like, it won't take me that long to find another motorcycle. No way. Which is why, because I had the broken ribs and the separated shoulder, is why I didn't get the bike that I wanted to get. I wanted the Bandit 1200, and you have to lean forward on it because my ribs were still sore and my shoulder was still sore. I ended up getting the Sabre instead.
Damn.
Otherwise, I would have got the Bandit. But
You still have the Bandit?
It actually ended up being a better bike. I wanted the Bandit, but the Sabre ended up being a better bike for what I was going to do because then all of a sudden I started having to make trips from Jonesboro up to St. Louis every weekend. So it all worked out in the end.
As long as you can find a way.
As long as you can find a loophole, a reason. Yeah. Whatever you got to do.
You know what, man? I've been looking into getting me like one of them ruckuses. Those things are pretty cool.
The Ruckus, so I interviewed a guy that does Ruckus. He does upgrades on the Ruckus. So he takes the little 50, 55cc, whatever it is, and puts 120s on them.
What?
And when I interviewed him, he was trying to find a way to put a 250 on one. Now, when I say, so Biker Girl has seen these. He lives right outside Los Angeles. They take these Ruckuses, and I'm talking, they put body work on them. They put the headlights on them. They put stretch kits on them. They put big wheels on them. It is a full culture in Los Angeles.
Badass.
So
Wait, you're a Cali girl?
I am a Cali girl.
Oh, snap.
You can't say shit. You're in Florida. We're better than you.
I would rather live in Florida than Cali. Man.
Listen, Cali folks, y'all are a whole nother breed, man. Listen, we call people from Miami our Floridian Californians. Because y'all are just the same. Y'all are all the same. And it's nothing bad. I have friends from California. I love California.
Oh, that makes me feel so much better.
It's a different culture. It's a totally different culture.
It's a culture shock because in California, man, which California is beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
My cousin married a Cali girl, but her personality is like a mud sandwich. She don't get it. So, like, you laughing and getting our jokes, it's pretty funny. That just shows that you really are in the motorcycle culture.
Well, I'm also not from California.
What? Where are you from?
I'm from Germany. I moved to
Germany?
California when I was
Oh, damn, you're mean as hell, aren't you?
Oh, I'm so mean.
Oh no! Have you heard? Have you heard? Life is short. Tell the person that's special to you that you love them, but say it in German because life is also scary.
Wait, what?
Wow,
Life
German
is
though.
short, so tell the person that you love them, but it's also scary, so scream it in German.
So like, ich liebe dich.
Huh? Why are you here? Why aren't you in Germany?
No, we want you here. That's fine.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
absolutely,
I'm an American. Okay.
but Germany's
Like,
very pretty. Germany's
So
very pretty though.
Huh? It's beautiful. Yeah, I loved
Yes.
it.
Germany's
And
too
we moved
pretty,
here when I was young.
and the people are too nice.
I
I went to
They're very superficially nice.
I went to
Yes.
so I went to Wilhelmshaven. It was actually
There's a
old
lot of
East Germany.
backhanded compliments. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of guilt too. That's
Okay.
just like, yeah,
Do you think that's why they're so nice? They feel guilty.
A lot of guilt. Shit.
yeah, a
So-
lot of guilt. Just talk to any German. Just bring up a random conversation and talk about Judaism.
Oh, I got you now.
No, I
You
wouldn't
will
dare.
see
I
them
wouldn't
literally
dare.
disappearing into the floor.
Because they feel the guilt.
So uncomfortable. Yeah, because we're like raised with that guilt.
Yeah.
Well, everyone has some guilt, but you know who's really nice, and no matter the Japanese are always nice. The Germans. So when I
You
went,
say that, but the Japanese have done some shitty stuff too.
Yes, they
Like,
have.
They have anime on their
and they have
side.
much regret.
We
So,
owe
but-
them too much money. Shit. That's why.
Anyway, so I was in the Navy. I know I was in the Navy. Everybody knows this. I went around the world. I've been in every major country in Europe and in South America. And the only country that I went to that I was not welcome and people that absolutely just treated you like you were their best friend,
Germany.
Italy.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Italy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, France was actually worse. Italy wasn't bad. So if you go to and I say Italy because the port we went to two different ports in Italy. And if you go to Naples, right around the port, they don't like anybody because everybody's a tourist in Naples. If you get out of Naples and go into the countryside, go to the hills and stuff, everybody's really, really nice. We ended up going
Honestly,
to
everybody was really nice to me in Florence, so yeah, I had a lot.
Florence. I could see people being nice, but so in Germany, I went to Wilhelmshaven. It's old East Germany. It was actually an East German bloc country, and they were so proud of. We went to Poland also, but when we were in Wilhelmshaven, they wanted to show us the old KGB torture rooms because they were so proud of it. It's a historical landmark, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's go. And we went to the spy museum. You can read about this spy museum. There was one in Poland in Gdynia, and there was the one in Wilhelmshaven. But
So
it
I
was,
want to comment on that too.
yeah,
It's not just the guilt. Germans are also known to be the most autistic people. So the fact that it's like well preserved and it's a historical site, I can totally tell, like, yeah, they'd be proud of that.
they blame it on the Russians though. They're like, yeah, we don't operate it anymore. That was the Russians. They're gone now. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, all right.
You're like, what?
But I didn't pay for any beer there. Of course, I'm in the Navy, so I'm hanging out with sailors. Sailors have this creed. I don't know if you know this or not. So in World War II, the German admiral refused to fire on naval ships. He would send them out, and he'd say, "Go destroy the fleet, hunt the fleet." And he's like, "Man, I know those guys. We hung out together. We've been to bars, you know." So that's why, if you read about the German Navy, they actually put a general in charge of the German Navy because the admiral wouldn't fire on other ships.
Wow.
Really?
Yep, because it's a brotherhood. Because you're always, if you're on a ship and you go to a port overseas, most of all the ships go to the same ports. So all the German ships, all the French ships, all the Italian ships, the Danish ships, the Swedish ships, the American ships are all going to the same ports. So when you're hanging out, you're with all the other sailors, and you eventually end up drinking and singing and hanging out and becoming best friends. So fast forward to a war breaking out, and it's like the armies don't do that. The armies stay on their bases and don't go anywhere. The navies all hang out together. So it's a completely different culture. So anywhere we went, we had brothers. As soon as they found out, even Russia, We actually we helped transport a ship from Wilhelmshaven back to Russia because they ran out of fuel and food. So the city gave them food. Wilhelmshaven gave the Russians food. The Americans and the British Navy gave them fuel, and we escorted them all the way back to St. Petersburg. And when we got back to St. Petersburg, we had a party. I'd never been in the Black Sea. Of course, here it is. You know, we had never met this. This is really like 5 years after the wall fell. You know, so it was like tensions were still kind of high between the Americans and the Russians. But we met in Wilhelmshaven, and it was like we were friends. You know, we wanted to show each other's boats. You know, we wanted to see their ship. They wanted to see our ship. And we went back to St. Petersburg, and it was a party.
Cool.
The Russians were so excited to meet real Americans because that's breaking a wall down. You know, you can hear anything about a country that you want to. Once you go to that country and meet the people, you really see the country. You're not going to see the country on TV. You're not going to see it on the news and watching their Congress and our politicians and their politicians. When you really see a country, it's when you meet the people and you eat with them and you drink with them, and you party with them, you go dancing with them, and they want to go show you the best things in their city. That's when you really get to know a country.
Absolutely.
I recommend that 100%.
That's why you can't always believe the news
Propaganda.
the garbage that you see, because not everything is what it appears, you know.
No, everything goes through a filter before you get to see it. I mean, everything.
You know, that's literally how it is. It's just like, you know, it's like dating, man. You know, nowadays, you know, you got all these filters, all these things, but again, not everything is what it appears. So you got to look at things like that, because, you know, we look at all these countries that we see on the news. Oh, they're so horrible. They're starting war. But like you said, the moment you go over there, they want to meet you. They want to know what it's like in your country. They want to talk to you. They want to show you their life. So it's the problem is we don't connect as humans anymore. And that's what kind of reels back onto motorcycles, because people don't want to connect with us to know why we actually do what we do.
Good tie-in.
I speak for yourself. I get as soon as people see my helmet, it's open door policy. Everybody, oh my God, you ride it? Especially because I work at schools and all the kids are like, oh my God, miss, you ride a motorcycle? What?
Kids are different. Kids have an open, innocent mind until a certain age. And they want to know things. They want to know things. Kids have zero filter. You're talking about having no filter. They
like
ask
little
a question.
Drunk people.
Yeah, they are. They're like, why is this? Why is that? What's this? Why is this? And kids are wide open. That's a good. But that's also, kids are so susceptible to things.
Yeah, but I'm not just with the little ones. I'm also with high school kids too. So, yeah. So
them little shits.
But I am the coolest.
Speaking of filters, this is a no-shitter. Last year, a girl went missing in Memphis. And they had her picture on the news. They had it on the billboards. They had it on the little flash jumbotrons and shit. And when they finally figured out who she was, they'd actually found her like 5 days earlier. The pictures they were circulating were pictures from her Instagram. From her Instagram, she looked like about 120-pound black girl with nice hair, good makeup, nice features. The girl was actually about 300 pounds.
Oh my God.
And yes, but her filters, she was gorgeous in her filters. But nobody knew what she looked like when they found her, because the only pictures they had to go by were the pictures the family gave them.
Oh, no.
And innocent, there was no even, the pictures were so different from her that they were like, well, that's obviously not her. And
what's the point of even putting pictures if it's not even going to look like you?
I see it all the time. I see people all the time, putting pictures up on their Instagram, or they even do videos now. The videos can actually, you can't even tell it's a filter anymore. It looks like
videos.
Yeah. You can't even tell. The funniest one is this beautiful girl that's like, hi, I'm trying to move and I need somebody to help fund me, and I'd be willing to date that person and I want to meet him. And you see him turn and cough, and it's a dude with a beard, and it goes back, anyway, if you can send me some money. It's like,
because it glitches.
Yeah. Well, he did it on purpose, but it was so funny. But it was like, looking at it, like usually like old filters, you could tell like the picture was off a little bit. The colors were off. Not anymore. They look realistic now. So
And that's the thing is AI is a scary thing.
yeah, Sheila could be a guy for all we
It's
know. I've never
so
seen her in
good,
person. I mean,
too. It's getting so good. My friend actually had like this photo of his mom when she was young and had AI made a video and showed it to his mom. And she's like, oh, wow, that looks really accurate. And just from an old picture.
yeah, they have.
Crazy.
What is it? Grok. Grok can make a video from a picture now.
It's crazy.
Add picture and motion and background to it, and it looks real.
It's looking good.
I built it. It's done.
Cool. Put a cat on it. It'll be better.
Yeah. We'll put the bearded dragon on it.
Wait, is that it? There's nothing else gonna go on it?
My wife will go pick out a bunch of plants and put it on there. I'll leave that to her.
Good enough.
Yeah. You
You're
just
such
you
a
know.
good wife.
Oh, thank you so much.
You are.
I try my best. I'm actually a pain in the ass, so.
Well, that's part of being married. There's nothing you can do about that.
All of us are always making up for
I am the
something.
same. I am an absolute pain in the ass, but somehow my husband still loves me. So
Dude, it's hard.
You guys in the chat, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button.
Yeah, because we're actually really having a great conversation, and I think that we're funny. So
I think we're funny.
I think
And
we
also-
deserve a drum roll, but I don't want to wait 5 minutes for a drum roll.
Well, I have it pulled up now, so.
boom.
Oh wait, hang on, more.
I love. Oh my god, that's so cheesy.
I
That's
know,
funny.
isn't it best? So
That's
anyway, Jerry says, if you fall off a horse, you either get back on or you make a horse coffin.
Damn. That's actually really funny.
It is funny. All right. So what else we got going on? So you guys in the crowd, what is the dumbest thing someone's ever told you about your motorcycle? Now, I love hearing about people when they say, I used to have a motorcycle and I had this motorcycle and it was this and it was that. I love hearing about it. But you also get the guys who are like, oh, I know somebody that hit a deer one time. Weren't you scared of hitting a deer?
You know what?
Like,
There is
no.
one thing I really hate when people comment on my motorcycle. The fact that it has the stock exhaust, and I hate it. And every time someone mentions it, it's like rubbing a little salt on my wound. And when someone comes up to me, it's like, that's a nice bike. You know what I would do to that bike? I would get a new exhaust. I'm like, damn it, I know. Just leave me alone. You know?
I have
That's
never,
like really funny.
except for the Sportster, and I don't want a louder exhaust. I want a 2-into-1 because I want a different sounding exhaust. Loud. I mean, I've got the Cobra pipes on this one. Oh no, the S&S pipes on this one, on the Street Glide, and it's so. I thought the BMW was loud in the morning, and I felt bad for my neighbors. Then I got the Harley and the Sportster, and I kind of felt sorry for the neighbors. Then I got the Kawasaki 650, the Ninja with the little shorty exhaust, and I kind of felt bad for the neighbors. Then when I came home with this thing, the whole way home, I'm like, my neighbors are gonna hate me.
At this point,
My
just
neighbor's
fuck
gonna
the
hate me.
neighbors. I mean, it's in the back burner anyway.
Well, when we lived in St. Louis, I had the Sabre that had Cobra pipes on it, and it had it had moderately muffled shotguns. And the good thing about the Sabre was if you kept it kind of pitched up in gear, a gear higher, you could putt forever because it had great power and you could like low rev it. And then when I got it on the street, got it on the highway, I could just open it up. And somebody came by one time and was like, are you the one that has the motorcycle? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, you were so quiet in the morning, we don't even hear you. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, thanks. It's like, yeah, apparently they're not hearing me. The guys on the end of the street, they don't say that. But the ones down in the neighborhood, they don't mind. But this one, though, I feel kind of bad. I have to go. I come out of I'm on a cul-de-sac. So I've got, or a boulevard, so I have to go all the way down, turn around at the U-turn, and then come back through the same street, but on the other side. So the neighbors get to hear me twice. And
Nice.
nobody complains. Then I apologize to my next door neighbor because I really like him. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm up when you're leaving for work anyway. I'm getting up to go to the gym. So luckily I'm in retired neighborhood that's full of old people that are all up at that time in the morning, or they're getting up to all go to work. So I'm lucky so far. So
I mean, we
nobody's.
have one neighbor who rides, but we have like 10 bikes in the driveway now because, like, either people leave their bikes here, or I mean, we have like 7 bikes of our own, and our like driveway literally looks like Del Amo Motorsport, and then like a couple of weeks ago, 2 of our dogs ran out. They ran out of the gate, and one of the neighbors found them, and I was at work, so I don't know, but like the guys were looking for them, and they found them, and then she's like, "Oh, so you guys live in the bike house?"
My neighbors ended up moving out because my pipes were too loud.
Trump.
I kept waking up
You
their
got
kid.
someone to move?
Huh?
That's impressive. You got someone to move because
Yeah,
of your bike?
Welcome
I have
in,
short
Joey.
shots. I have short shots on Advance and Hine short shots on my Sportster, and I put them on, and ever since then, and sometimes me and my wife would go ride, like late at night or early in the morning.
Welcome in, Lala. Clutch Queen, you're crooked.
Oh, I'm crooked? Yeah, well, I've heard that a lot.
Sideways.
Ooh, just a little bit.
You're not straight. I'm just kidding.
No, just a little.
Right now.
I make a complete.
Wait a minute.
Bam.
You gotta keep your finger on it or something. Like when you.
That's what she said.
There you go.
As you guys enjoy me cutting my chicken breast right now.
At least you're not choking it.
No, you just gotta slap it. Boom.
Not the breast.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
It gets it warmed up, guys.
Slapped in breast. Okay, anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Everyone.
You know, if that was beef, I would have had
Fun as a piece of dung.
so.
No, she just.
But it's very fitting that it's a chicken breast.
Yeah, right? I'm on a diet, so chicken breast is the best thing to help lose weight. So.
Well, actually, fish is, but you gotta cook it fast.
Salmon.
Yeah.
Yes,
But it doesn't
fish.
keep very long. It doesn't keep very long, and it.
It does not, and it gets rubbery. So,
And it's hard to prepare certain fish. Like salmon is so hard to prepare.
well, if you're from Florida, it's easy.
I am good with salmon. I don't
You
even
do,
plank
you
it.
just stick it in the microwave in Florida.
No, it's called Old Bay seasoning. Every Floridian has it
Oh,
in
I
their
have
household.
that.
Or garlic salt.
I have
Yeah.
that.
Or Tony Satchery's. Tony
Put on
Satchery's and garlic
everything.
salt.
Yep, exactly. Or evergreen. Evergreen is a good seasoning as well.
We used to, when I lived in Arkansas, there was one called strawberry seasoning. It was a rub.
What?
Yeah, you rub it
What?
on your meat. And but you can't find it anymore. It was a local seasoning some dude made right there in Jonesboro where we lived. And I've looked for it everywhere. Can't find it, but it was so good.
Yeah, we used to have some in Georgia when I was a kid, and it was called butt rub.
Oh.
Was it really?
Yeah, butt rub, and it was the best. It was the best seasoning there was for your barbecue, but we laughed at it because it was legitimately called butt rub. It was funny, and you put it on everything: your chicken, your pork, everything.
Put it on all your meats. I'm trying to remember what my mother used to put on stuff, and she was like religious about putting it on stuff, and then they found out that it was like, Adolph's seasoning.
Damn.
And then they found out it was bad for you because it's very high in MSGs. That's why it made everything taste so good, because it's really, really high in MSGs. But
that makes sense.
anything that's good for you tastes bad. Anything that's bad for you tastes really good.
That's not true.
Or
Yeah,
can give you a disease.
I think.
everything can, dude. That's the thing.
You
The
just
air that
gotta
we
make
breathe.
You just gotta make your choices. Make your choices and live with
Put
them.
in moderation. Yes.
Everything is a compromise. What are you willing to put up with to make yourself happy?
Yes, exactly.
Whether that
And
be,
that's
and that could be gear, that could be the bike you ride, whatever. Because
yep.
I'm right with her. This time of year, is when I start coming down in the gear. This time of year is when I ride the stuff that they use should ride in. Now again, it gets up to 110 degrees here. I am not going to be out in a full jacket, and you know,
Yeah, that's crazy.
no
You can have a heat stroke before you even crash.
And
jeans.
listen, you can have a cool road rash and tell a good story about it. So that's all that matters.
I do still ride in jeans, and always ride in boots, jeans, and gloves, and a helmet. Maybe a t-shirt,
Yes. Gloves and a helmet.
maybe something thin. I feel naked
And
without
I
my
like
gloves.
street gloves instead of the.
Yes,
I
I do
used to
too.
wear like the motocross gloves, like the thin ones, and then now I'm actually wearing street gloves. So that's like a upgrade for me. But just that and helmet. Everything else is just regular clothes.
Oh, speaking of which, Clutch Wing, there's one
I
other
just
thing you can
can't
put on
have,
your meat.
can't have
What's that?
Slap your mama.
Oh, dude, I got some slap your
If you,
mama.
yeah, yeah. Slap your mama and Tony Satchery's. If you've got both
What?
of those, you're ready for anything.
Slap your mamas is
There's a
just the
season
bomb.
called "Slap Your Mama."
Oh yeah,
Absolutely, man.
there's a season. You ever heard the phrase "It's so good make you slap your mama"?
It's so good it makes you. It's a
I
southern
am
thing.
gonna get that. Can I get that on Amazon?
You can probably get it on Amazon. It's a
Yeah.
little spicy. I don't know. You California girl. Oh, for a
I've
German,
never
no.
seen it here,
For a
so
German, no. Listen, let me tell you, no. Is a German? You should not.
anything with "Yo Mama" is completely offensive over here. Someone's gonna get offended.
So it's a southern thing. We used to say it all the time when
It's
I was a
spicy.
kid.
Here's what I say. If you get it, I thoroughly encourage you to get it. Start slowly. A
Yes.
little bit of a sprinkle doesn't look like much. Is very spicy,
Yeah.
and it's that slow burn. It's like, that's good. Oh, that tastes really good. Why is my face on fire?
I like spicy.
So,
It's like
if
wasabi.
you like
Oh,
spicy,
you guys froze up on me. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
you're spicy. Oh, lean back a little bit. I think that's what it is. You're sucking up all the bandwidth. You're still there, but your picture's stuck.
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Sit still. Sit still.
Lean back.
Perfect. Now we're ready for you. Where were we? That throws off.
You know, uh, talking about the whole motorcycle thing, when people come up to me, I encourage people to ride motorcycles. And I know it sounds crazy, which, of course, everything we do is crazy. Uh, I feel like the world would be a better place and there would be less issues, in my opinion, if lot more people rode motorcycles.
I agree. It's
I
an
think there'd be
outlet.
less traffic congestion.
Me
You
too.
know what? I always, you know what? Well, you know what? Oh my God! Just a couple of days ago, there were so many bikers out, and that whole bike way, the on the freeway, like the between the sixth and the fifth lane, so like the
Yep.
last two lanes, completely full of bikers. It was like crazy. Anyway, so when I talk to people about riding and they ask me like how do I get started and stuff like that, I always, always, always recommend the motorcycle safety course. And not just that, I recommend them to do it with their wife, their husband, their partner. I mean, how fun would that be? Imagine you're going the first time and you're going with your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever, and then just like you can shit on each other when you forget to put the kickstand up or drop the bike. And it's just so fun. And learning something together, I always make that recommendation. Or first date idea, like, oh, what a cool first date. You learn how to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I took mine way before my wife, and I feel like my wife would have been more comfortable if I was there. But I took mine so long ago, and when she did hers, my wife, she's very introverted. She's not, she don't like talking to people. And
Mm.
I do agree that if like she had somebody there that she knows or was comfortable, and also it helps the learning too.
Yeah.
So, but I encourage people to stop talking shit And maybe if you just actually did it, you'd find out why we ride motorcycles and understand that, yeah, I might die, but
Do you want to live forever?
yeah, do
But
you
though
really want
also,
to be here?
time are people wasting in traffic that they don't need to be in.
Yeah.
I mean, I shave off at least an hour of traffic away every day just because I'm on a motorcycle.
Yeah, and there's time. I accelerate so much quicker, get ahead of the traffic so much faster. Even on, I mean, the Sportster, you don't even have to like really like accelerate hard. You just naturally just get away from everybody and go. And that's the best thing about a motorcycle. You can leave all your worries behind.
Literally, though.
What?
My ETA on my navigation showed today an hour and 20 minutes to get home. I was home in a little over 25 minutes.
See, that's the worst thing about LA, especially, is how far away everything is and how long the commutes are. Here,
Well, it's not so bad.
well, it's not bad to you because you're used to it. So when I used to live in Arkansas, I took a job that was an hour away because it paid really well. And in the spring, I worked there in the spring, summer, and fall, and I was riding on the motorcycle. Never had a problem. It was great. When winter rolled around, and all of a sudden I started riding in a car, and I was in a car for an hour, I was like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And then I quit. and I went,
Oh,
and I got,
really?
And I got a closer job. I'm like, yeah, I'm not staying here.
Wow.
Because it's unbearable. Being on the motorcycle, and we all know this, if you're in a car, you really can't tell the difference between spring, summer, fall. You know, in winter it's colder, it takes the car longer to warm up.
Always
Once it's
comfortable.
warm,
In the summer, you have AC. In the winter, you have the heater, you know.
yeah,
And especially in California, nothing looks different, so you really can't tell the difference.
yeah. But
You want to know the real reason why I started riding motorcycles?
I do.
because they vibrate, you already told us.
Cause what?
Because they vibrate.
They vibrate.
Robbery.
You know
They
what?
vibrate.
And I know that this gets said all the time. So besides, growing up riding dirt bikes and my dad and all that, when I was younger, I thought, man, this will make girls love me. And I get more attention from men than I do women.
That's every guy's problem
That's
too.
the same. Yeah.
You're like, I'm going to ride because maybe I'll find like a really hot girl. And then in reality, you find a bunch of annoying men that are like, hey.
When you can't talk to guys or girls when you're going 80 miles an hour, so it's like it's
exactly. But I
That's a
asked
good
my
thing.
wife when me and my wife started dating. I asked her. I said, "So is it because I'm cute, or is it because I got a motorcycle, or is it because I'm cute and I got a motorcycle?" And she goes, "It has nothing to do with you riding a damn motorcycle." I was like, "All right."
she just didn't want to admit it. I will say this.
That's what I said.
When I lived in
Bike girl, I'm sorry to tell you.
I lived in Norfolk, I used to go on rides, and all the guys would bring their girls out on their crotch rockets. And we'd go riding around, be gone there for hours. When we hit the halfway point, the girls were like, "Hey, can I ride with you?" Because I was on a cruise, I was on a Magna. And they're like, "I really don't want to be up on that motorcycle anymore. It's kind of scary on these crotch rockets." And so I would end up coming back most of the time with somebody's girlfriend or wife or some girl that thought they wanted to ride on the back of a motorcycle when we left, and they really wanted to get on the back of something comfortable.
Yep.
So Harley wins again. Sport bikes are only comfortable to the pilot. They're not comfortable for the passenger. And it always
aren't.
cracks me up when I see these guys riding on these crotch rockets all bent over, and like 2 foot above them is the passenger because there's nowhere for them to go. And they're on a seat that's this wide.
Yeah, their ass hangs that off like 99% of the damn seat.
Yeah.
And you're like,
which the person behind them
doing?
doesn't mind. I mean,
Not made for that.
no, they're
And
not.
would you want somebody literally like, I mean, you're already crunched over. Would you really want somebody to crunch over on you even more?
Yeah, and then when they do and you stop, the helmets go plunk.
Boink.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had something meaningful to say, but I forgot what it was. Oh well.
I have something meaningful to say. I always get so happy when I meet biker girls anywhere, and it doesn't matter what they ride or what they look like. As long as you're a girl and you ride, you're already like way up here in my book. And one time I was actually on the freeway and I saw this really cool biker girl. She was on a Gixxer. She was so cool. And so I'm like, she's going like 100 miles an hour. So I'm like, oh my God, I got to get closer. And I was riding with my husband and my friend. I ditched them. I was like, I'm going to go with the biker girl. So I'm going like 120 trying to catch up to her. Right. And then I'm like, hi. And then, you know, I have to take the next exit. So I'm like, oh man, I got to meet the boys at home. So I said hi. But I was talking to my husband and I was like, hey, should I do like, should I post something on Instagram? Maybe someone knows her or something, you know, maybe. And then 2 days later, my friend Abby texts me. She's like, hey, is this you? She had a GoPro. And she did what is it called? That disconnect, something like that, lost connections or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
So she put it on Facebook with my picture, like as I'm riding and waving, right? And she's like, Lost Connections, Biker Edition. Does anybody know who this girl is? She rides a roadster, you know? And then my friend Abby texted me, she's like, I think that's my friend Sheila. And then she texted me, and I'm like, oh my God, I found her. And we ended up talking for a bit. We still didn't ride together, but that's going to happen. But that was so cool. It's like she read my mind.
That's funny.
To the girl who I saw on 4, I'm not gay, but it could be. Call me.
Now your husband experienced how it felt to be left for a woman.
Oh,
Damn.
That happens all the time. That happens all the time. My best friend even asked me, like, are you sure you're not bi? I'm like, no, I'm sure I'm not bi. I'm just a girl's girl. That's all it is. I just like to fangirl over girls.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. I fangirl over guys. When I met Shade Tree for the first time, I was like, oh my goodness.
You know what? My niece is a lesbian, and I actually had an interesting conversation with her because, you know, like, you watch movies and stuff, and I'm a girl, and I get girl crushes, you know? And I'm like, so you're a lesbian, maybe that's different. Do you have guy crushes? And she's like, oh, absolutely. And for her, it's, what was his name? James Dean, you know, that's like one of hers, you know? So I'm like, okay, so, you know, lesbians have that too.
Ryan Reynolds and
Ryan
Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp, yes.
If anybody wants to know, I do have a man crush. I have 2. Deadpool,
you know
and Jack Sparrow.
I feel like Blake Lively is way more crush material than Ryan Reynolds.
Speaking of man crushes, mine just stepped into the chat.
Bleak is like,
Hello, Bleak.
Bleak is like, what is going on here? What did I walk into?
Hey, this is locker room talk. All right.
Seriously.
I have an imagination.
Everybody scratch your balls. Let's go.
Evening.
You came
Love
at the
it.
right time for sure.
All at once we're going to go grab them by the... No, we won't. Blake, welcome in.
Hi, Bleak.
Hello, happy to be
Hey,
here.
how you doing?
We have
well, better now. I've seen all of you.
we're having a lively conversation about things that non-riders have told us, or when they have questioned our choices to ride a motorcycle. So fresh out. Speaking of motorcycles, how was work?
Busy, so busy. You'd think it was a brisk summer day here in Iowa. The dealership was a buzz with people coming and going, and all just very happy to be there, and bikes being sold, and I mean it's the whole shebang. It's like the season started early, and what a day it was.
Sheila, have you met Bleak yet?
I have on the show, not in real life.
Bleak has a dream job. Bleak has the job that I've been saying for the last 10 years that I'm going to get my retirement packed away, get my funds in order, and I'm going to work in a Harley dealership somewhere. Or I'll win the lottery and open my own dealership.
I feel like it'll be more fun to do instructing.
Yeah.
Because like a dealership, you're around bikes that you can't get all day.
Oh, yeah, you can get them. Gee, that'd be
You just
awesome.
watch other people buy the bikes that you
Oh,
want.
no. So, Bleak, if you watch Bleak's channel, Bleak gets to take those bikes out. He gets to ride them around the dealership. He gets to position them, pull them out in the front for display. So, yes, Bleak gets to play
and
with the toys.
as a licensed rider, it's quite all right for me to test ride any vehicle. I can show up and do that. Now, true, it could be said that my coworkers might say, "Are you going to buy this bike?" And I'd probably say no. But I think it would still be quite all right to take any of them out I wanted. And one of the beauties of Harley Davidson is if you want to test ride something and you're a licensed rider, we don't we don't put you down. If you want to come in and test ride a CVO ST, we're going to let you.
Can I test ride it from here to San Francisco?
No, I think they have a sort of a route they have you take, and that's kind of the extent of the test ride. But you still got to ride the bike.
Well, when you start filming for the dealership and showing up and kind of touting their business, they will slip you the keys and go, take it as far as you want. You can't take it for the weekend, but you can sure take a hell of a long ride.
Well, I'll be back in 2 months.
But see, that would backfire on me because every bike I get on, I want to buy. So when they showed me this, Street Glide,
bikes lined up.
When they showed me this Street Glide, they were like, "Yeah, take it out, man, run it around." I said, "Well, where do you want to go?" Because I pulled my bike up, and they were looking at mine and getting the value on it, and they're like, "But we're not going with you. Just bring it back." And I'm like, "All right." So I took it out for like a 45-minute ride, and when I got back on it, I didn't pull it back inside. I pulled it out on the parking spot, came inside, and said, "Give me the paperwork."
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And they wanted me to pull it back in and get a picture inside. I had it parked outside. They're like, "Where's the bike?" I'm like, "I'm about to ride it off." I'm like, "Don't you want to pull it inside and pull it in front of the sign and get the pictures?" And I'm like,
"For what?"
If I have to. Well, because they post them on the dealership site.
It's a way for us to celebrate. It's a way for you to celebrate as well, but it's a way for us to celebrate too. We, as dealership employees, I got to tell you, when someone comes in and buys a bike, and our Harley dealership goes through sort of the Freedom Road experience, they end up ringing the bell, and everybody in the dealership goes crazy, and we're honking horns on bikes.
Yes.
And just it's you've been inducted into a family of riders, and we just want you to ride and be happy. And just like that, you're one of us, and we're happy to have you. And it's such a big experience that I don't know, it's a lot of fun.
The dealership here, when someone buys a motorcycle, you would think a wrestling match just broke out because all of the screens start playing Thunderstruck, and they play Thunderstruck over the entire dealership, and they march you up to the front to this giant gong. Some dealerships have gongs, some have bells. Ours has a giant gong, and you go up, and they do a countdown, and you bang on the gong.
Yeah.
And then you drive it around.
And a specific song. I would be like, "Hey, can you play Soda Pop?" You guys know that one?
I'm glad I don't. I think
you're my soda pop, my little soda. It's like
they probably would play whatever you wanted. I mean, they make it your experience, but it's just so much fun.
As long as you buy a motorcycle, they'll play on a Barbie girl if you want.
Oh, that's my ringtone for my husband. It's because we watched the Barbie movie, and it's a terrible movie, by the way. But we couldn't finish it. But there was just one part where Ken is like, "Come on, Barbie," and then she's like, "Let's go party." So whenever, like before rides, I would be like, "Come on, Barbie," and he'd be like, "Let's go party," and then we would ride, So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put that as his ringtone. So whenever
that's funny.
Yeah. So let's go party means let's go ride.
So Crystal, Lala wants to know what you're cooking.
Oh, what am I cooking? I am making high protein, low calorie fajita bowls.
Oh, yeah.
So I can have them for lunch or dinner because, again, I just want to lose some weight. So that's what I'm cooking. And by the way, if you're going to make them, use jasmine rice. It's a lot healthier for you. So, yeah, that's what I'm cooking. I hope you guys enjoyed the rainy / clutch queen cooking show.
Love this show.
As you get
today.
Comedy and you get to see cooking.
Rachel Ray over here.
Wave my tail.
Oh, I want to see the kitty.
Oh, you want to see?
Oh, so cute. Oh.
She purrs. So I can get her to purr.
Oh,
Scratch her
so
butt, maybe she'll
sweet.
purr. Nope, she wants to
By the
climb.
way, Clutch Screen,
She
I
wants to
saw your
climb.
doggy. So cute too.
I have 5.
Well, if you
You
get
have
down, it'll be
5?
good.
Oh
I
my god.
do.
I'm
And
so
I have
jealous.
I have
3.
5 dogs, and I have a bearded dragon, and then I am looking into getting 4 chickens. I want chickens.
What? Oh my god, I have some names lined up if you want. Buffy the Eggs Layer, Egg Sheeran, Cluck Norris. I'm just saying, you come to me for names.
That's actually really, and my wife said she's gonna get me a shirt that says, "I love my little peckers."
All right.
That's cute.
Okay, Blake, what is the dumbest thing anyone's ever told you?
About bikes, not just the dumbest thing, right?
Anything, man. Man, it's open season. You know how this show goes. Jeez.
It just randomly veers off, you know.
I don't know. I guess in some regards, it's hard to say anything. Most of the writers I talk to seem to be fairly confident or competent, and they don't say a whole lot of dumb stuff. I get people trying to work on their bikes who ask some pretty numbskull questions, and a lot of them, I think you're asking an awful lot out of a parts guy. You know, the inner workings of whatever
Windshield
motor
wiper
you're.
fluid. Like
That
what's the
stuff's-
called windshield wiper fluid for the bike?
Well, no, but when you come in and abstractly describe a part that has disappeared from your motorcycle, and then I have to look through diagrams to try to determine maybe what it was, it becomes kind of like a little mystery in each customer experience.
He doesn't want to talk bad about his customers. Talk bad about somebody else.
I got a question about you working at a Harley dealership.
Sure.
So, of course, you know who Uncle Bo Gator is, right?
Yeah.
So, Uncle Bo Gator worked for the Harley dealership, and he openly admitted that working at a Harley dealership actually made him lose his passion, in a sense, for riding because of all the work that he had to do, rolling bikes out and stuff like that. Do you sometimes feel that way at times? That it becomes overwhelming and it causes you to not want to ride your bike or, be involved in it for a little bit?
No. So there's two sides to, I think, that experience. Uncle Bo Gator was directly, I believe, a salesman or sales manager. And that's a very high pressure position because there's going to be things you have to achieve, and people probably breathing down your neck if you don't. That's sales.
Yeah.
I work in parts. I get people the parts they come to my desk and ask for. I also work in rider services. So if you want to rent a bike or store a bike, or if you want to learn to ride, I'm your guy. And I'm going to help get that set up and get you on a very nice journey and a very good riding experience, and hopefully make a safe and well confident rider out of you.
So you're the influencer.
That's something I didn't know existed, is rider storage.
Yeah.
Because here, here, I ride year round, and the 2 weeks I haven't been riding is the longest that I haven't been riding. So usually here I'm off maybe 1 or 2 days for the entire year. But I went to the riders school here, and when they took me upstairs, they store all the bikes upstairs that they use for the class. And in the back there are all these bikes. And I'm like, what are those? Oh, those are storage bikes. Mm-hmm. And it was like 45 degrees that day. And I'm like, what storage bikes? They're, this is people give us their bikes and we keep them for the winter. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's not even winter outside. What are you talking about? Like, oh, we keep these bikes sometimes 3 or 4 months out of the year because people don't ride them. And I'm like,
that's crazy.
And like that's because I'm like near Memphis. I'm south of Memphis. I'm like, that's bullshit. Come on, what are those bikes? Must be overflow for used bikes or something. You're like, yeah, no, those don't get ridden.
Yeah, no, we do the same thing.
But you guys enjoy the rest of the show.
Have fun. Go be safe, and I'll see you on some other Friday.
Good to see you again.
Okay, I will.
Thanks for stopping in.
Out how to get back in.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your fajitas,
Bye.
French Queen.
Oh, thanks.
So yeah, we store bikes. It's a really good option. So there's two sides to that. Our particular dealership, if you're an enlisted person and you're being deployed, we will store your bike for free. We do that for our servicemen and women. If you're looking for winter storage, maybe you don't have a garage, or maybe for whatever reason you just want the bike somewhere else. It's a alarmed building. It's a secured facility. It's heated, temperature controlled. We're going to put your bike out of the way where it can't get damaged, dented, dinged. It's going to be out of the way. It's going to be in like a storage building, like you were saying. Put it on a battery tender, and typically when we take one in for winter storage, the service department will do something like a 36. Don't quote me on any of this. It's not my department. But like a 36-point inspection, and they're going to let you know, hey, your tires are in this shape, and hey, you're just so you walk away with an informed sort of picture of your bike's health. Rider services, hopefully I'm going to be learning to become an actual rider coach and be able to teach the MSF and help a whole new generation of riders in their riding journey. That'll be really exciting. It's like a big honor. And now the cats come to the studio to visit.
Welcome in. I'm about to come back and visit that cat.
Yeah. She likes visitors.
As I know. Yeah. So yeah, Crystal, that cat would tell me to go to bed at night when I stayed with Bleak.
Really?
It would come get me and tell me, okay, time. And I'd go down, and she'd crawl on top of me my cat does it too at night. When it's time to go to bed, she'll start screaming and jump up on the bed and sit there. So as I play my games and get ready to go to bed at night, I'll play games on my tablet. She'll stand beside my head until I go to sleep, and then she jumps out.
I'm gonna assume you're just a cat whisperer.
I am a special kind of person. I am a very special flower. Thank you very much.
You gotta be a sunflower in a world of roses.
I think I'm a wildflower, maybe a thistle. Man. But yes, no, I'm
a Venus flytrap, so it's
cats are my thing. I'm a dog whisperer too. The dog does the same thing. If I go to bed and I don't go tell the dog good night and hug on her, she whines. I'll get in bed and I'll be like, oh, my back. Oh, I feel so comfortable. I'll hear the dog going, and I got to get up and go hug the dog and tell the dog good night, because she will cry until I come hug her and tell her good night.
Aww.
She's a little weenie.
That's cute.
She's 80 pounds of absolute weenie. But yep.
I love dogs.
Yep. Ghost says she just got home and she's getting purr therapy. See, so it's not just us.
Yeah, they say that breathing in the fur is so bad for you, but I think it's therapeutic, and it helps your lungs.
It does. Yes. It helps you get all the impurities out.
Yes. We don't deserve animals, to be honest.
I agree with that.
We give some of them better lives than they would have had. So all of our cats were shelter cats, and all the dog's a shelter dog too. We don't go get them from anywhere. No breeding farms, obviously. We all get them from either like shelter days, the rescue days, something like that. We've all got them all from rescue shelters. So we're giving them better lives than they would have had. So we're all lucky. We get them and they get us. It's a team effort.
It is.
Let's see. What's some other? You guys in the audience, tell us some of the dumb things people have said about your motorcycles. Oh, the BMW, that big 1,000-pound chunk of big black German babe. Someone told me one time at a gas station, "Wow, they're making those things look like real motorcycles now." And I said, "What?" He says, "Yeah, that's those scooters. They make them look like real motorcycles now." And I said, "That's a motorcycle." He goes, "Really?" And I got on it and cranked it up. He goes, "Wow, that's got a big engine on it." And I'm like, "What did you think it was?"
Just like my Sportster getting called a scooter.
Well, anybody that, and this is another good one I get, anybody that tells me that the Sportster is a girl's bike, I'm like, have you ever rode one? I dare you.
You know, big bad Harley guys back in the day used to ride Sportsters. That's how they made them into choppers and rode those bad boys around with a ton of garbage on the back of it and just traveled and hauled ass everywhere.
Something that's all supposed to only have 60 or less than 60, depending on which year you got, horsepower. That thing gets
Yeah.
fucking scary sometimes.
Yeah.
You can't dump
And
the clutch on that like you can the big bike, because when you dump the clutch on that, it gets airborne. It spins the
well,
tire. It gets sideways.
and I've seen some Sportsters that have knocked some baggers on their ass when it comes down to hauling ass, and I'm gonna tell you, there a Sportster is a well built machine, and Harley made a mistake getting rid of it.
I absolutely. And I'll tell you this: the Street Glide will go faster, but the Sportster will get there quicker.
Yeah.
It only weighs like 450 pounds. You know, the specific weights on it. Well, I mean, I guess I've changed mine a little bit, but I mean it's a very light bike compared to the Street Glide's probably 400 pounds more than it. So yeah, the Street Glide's louder, meaner, more horsepower. But there's no weight. All that Sportster is an engine and some wheels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Barely has a frame, no fairing. It just goes.
Except for mine. Mine has a fairing.
Yours has a small fairing. Well, I mean, I got the Crador fairing for mine, and it looks absolutely awesome on it.
Yeah, I got the Memphis shade fairing, and I love it.
Yeah, yours fits perfectly on your Sportster.
I went with the Saddleman FXRT Mini.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and then I ordered. I found on eBay, because it was still cheaper than going to Harley. I found this company that made a color match for 05 Chopper Blue Pearl, and ordered it, and it was like a series of like 3 or 6 rattle cans, and a primer, a blue pearl, and a top coat. And I constructed something out in my backyard and did it over a weekend, and was actually pretty impressed with how it came out. I went
It
back
looks gorgeous,
went back and gave that company a good review. I was like, oh, thank you guys.
Wow. Listen, man, I love my Sportster. I don't care what anybody says. My Sporty has been, and that's the staple. Even though I haven't been posting on my channel, my Sportster has been the staple of my channel. That's what started it all. Because you get the stigma of the Sportster, like you said. It's a female bike and yada, yada, yada. But the thing about the Sportsters is that it's such a unique piece of art in metal that Harley created that has been through decades and decades and decades and decades, has created history, and you still want to down it because it's a smaller engine and it's not as big as a bagger. It's something that Sportsters have just developed over time and has became a machine that has been more reliable than anything that I've ever seen. And I'm a big Sportster fan. I've watched the history of the Sportster, and you can't talk any garbage to me about a Sportster. I don't care who you are.
No, I mean, when I first got that one, people were giving me garbage about it, and I'm like, try to ride it. I dare you.
Yeah.
Go ahead. See if you can control all that girl energy in that bike. I bet you can. Yep. So I love mine.
I love my Sportster. I love my bagger too. I love my Street Glide. But for me, my Sportster's so limble, I can snatch it around and listen, I've packed, Rainey, you met me at the camp out. Yep. I packed a ton of garbage onto that Sportster, and I still was able to ride comfortably and limble that thing around versus my bagger, which that thing's a lot of weight. And moving it around, now don't get me wrong, Phil Zilla, I see him moving his bike around. He's got so much tactic to it, but I can't do that. That bike is so sensitive to turns and leans. With my Sportster, I can make my Sportster do what sport bike people can do.
It is a sport bike, and people forget that it was a sport bike. It's a cruiser sport, and it's a big engine. When people tell me that's got a small engine on it, it's like, dude, that's 75 cc's. That is not a small engine, or 75 cubic inch. It's 1200 cc's, 75 cubic inch. Look back through Harley's history. A lot of those bikes were only 55, 60, 70 cc's is a lot. Or 70 cubic inches is a lot, but that's 1200 cc's. That's bigger than most sport bikes.
You can't go wrong with an Evo engine.
No.
An Evo engine is a monster. They're
No.
built. The only thing I wish they would have done better was the rocker box seals, because those things leak all the time.
I wish they would have done the starter rudder where it wouldn't keep killing the battery. But
that too.
I wish they would have fixed that. But I mean, it's now I go get my batteries from Batteries Plus. I get the Duracell. And if it goes dead, they replace it. So win-win. Keep it on there for a year, swap it out after a year, get a new. I mean, it's just what you do. But if you keep riding it, and I don't have problems with it unless I stop riding it. If you're riding it every day, the battery will never go dead. Keep it on tender, the battery won't go dead. For at least a year. I'm usually the first one I wasn't putting it on a tender. The battery lasted 3 months. And I brought it back to Harley, and they're like, "Oh, it's this diode that's in the battery that's supposed to kill it. If the voltage gets low, you just got to boost it, and it'll charge right." But they changed it. 6 months later, battery died again. They changed it again. Well, now Harley has this thing where if your battery dies, they'll change it for free. So, win-win.
Yeah. But another bike that I've been really fascinated with is the Lowrider ST. I don't know what it is about that bike. That bike is so pretty. They did a really good job with the fairing. They did a really good job with it just in general. And it's that happy median of sport bike and a bagger all in one. And I wish that was the next bike I could get, but the price on that thing, not for me.
I don't know what it is about that bike. It's like the Switchback. It should be the perfect bike. It should be great. It should be everything you need. But there's just something about it that's like, I don't know.
It's not a certain taste.
Or the Sportster S. Everybody's like, oh my God, this is such a great bike. Pan Am, same thing. Oh, it's a great bike. This is perfect. Does everything. Just something about it, and everybody has their own flavors, but just something about it is like, it's just not for me.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I question the Pan American. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that Harley decided to pivot that direction and go with the off-road kind of make a difference kind of thing, but something just doesn't feel right. So like the Pan American, I agree. I just think that Harley kind of pivoted a little too quickly and didn't think it out as quickly as I would have thought. So I can agree with you on that. And then the Switchback, that's just an ugly damn bike.
I don't know. It's so Indigo Moto. She has a Pan America, and she is in love with that bike, and it does everything she wants it to do. So it's the perfect bike for her. Bikes are like people. Some of them you're going to love, some of them you're not. But just because you don't like one doesn't mean someone else is not the perfect soulmate for someone else. And that's the good thing about our community is every bike. It's not like SUVs now. If any car maker you go to get an SUV, they all look exactly the same, and that kind of ruins it. So you can go buy we have a Mazda. We have a Mazda M5. You park that beside a Lexus or a BMW or any other SUV. They look exactly the same. We paid $30,000 for ours. That Lexus is probably $80,000. The BMW one is probably $80,000. They look exactly the same. So what am I getting out of it if I paid $50,000 more to get the other one? With motorcycles, they're so different. and it doesn't take much to just make it yours. So we're lucky.
And that's what leads back to what we're basically talking about is, that's what other people don't understand is motorcycle makes us different. Your motorcycle can kind of tell your personality all in how you build it, on how you put things on it. Basically, a motorcycle, unlike a car, a motorcycle is like a blank canvas. And believe it or not, you can do practically anything. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like you can do so much more to just that little strip of metal versus the hunk of metal with four wheels. That's my opinion. Now, I love vehicles. I'm actually into, SUVs. I like trucks and stuff like that. But in my opinion, and I agree with you, every motorcycle can be built and different, and that's what we want. Because all these cars, all these trucks, all these things look the same. But the one thing about motorcycle companies is they're going to make sure that they outrank each other and look different and be unique. And that's what makes our community and what we love amazing and different. And that's just a testament of why we ride motorcycles as well.
You mean style?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Good night, Ghost. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, it's I'll never get over how sedans were the same thing for the longest time. They just no matter which maker you went to, they all had a sedan that looked just like somebody else's.
Yeah.
And we're lucky to be in a sport that every year the bike change. Obviously, not like Harley has this year's Street Glide compared to last year's Street Glide compared to the year before Street Glide. There's little changes, but they never rest. They never stop trying to make them better. And I hope they do that with the Pan America. Anything that people don't like about the Pan America, I hope the Pan America gets another chance at glory, and I hope they keep making them better. I wish they would have kept making the V-Rod and kept working to make the V-Rod better, because it could have been an absolutely awesome bike if they would have kept making it.
So I equate bikes to being kind of like tools. And from a company's viewpoint, what are you trying to do with the bike? The Pan American's meant to fill one type of rider's request for a more adventurous platform of bike. You're going to be able to take some trails. Is it the right tool for heavy hill climbing? In a lot of regards, there's a lot of dirt bikes that are 300s that are much better suited for something like that. If you're looking for a sporty cruiser, that Lowrider ST is a wonderful option, because that's exactly what it is. And just like Honda or Yamaha has one, and I can't think of the name, it's pretty cool. We have our Granddaddy Cruiser series, or like long distance hauler type bikes. And we have much more sporty cruisers now, and like the Lowrider, or is it just Lowrider S? And so we offer a different tool for every kind of rider's need. One thing that has been missing is a much smaller displacement bike, a 500 to 750, as we had in a previous gen with like the XG line. But hopefully they're gonna come out with something that maybe fills that need as well. And then every manufacturer has sort of a bike they'll aim at a particular market. If you're into adventure, maybe they want to shoot you towards an adventure bike, or if you're into city cruising, something smaller.
I did see where in India now there's I think it's a 450 that Harley is going to have in India, and they were supposed to have released it like 10 years ago, and something happened, but they're releasing it overseas now, and hopefully if it's successful, or even if they just kind of make it there and field it there, it'll come to America, because that is definitely something we're missing is a middleweight. Harley doesn't need a 250. They don't need a beginner training bike, but they need a mid-class where somebody can build up their confidence on it and just not get on it and have 100 plus horsepower. Trying to sell that Sportster S as a beginner's bike, I think, is just way too much. I wish they still had the 500 and the 750.
So I rode I personally went and rode. We actually had a sort of kind of like a ride event, and I got a chance to take the course to lead a ride, which I don't think I ever went on. I did a bunch of test rides, and then they didn't have me lead a ride, so it was just like a day spent doing test rides. It was glorious. So I started on the Nightster, which in its base form that they sell you off the floor, it felt to me tuned like a very entry level bike. And it was very mellow. And I think it's like a 975, something like that. But tuned very mellow. Great starting bike. The Sportster seems much more like an intermediate bike because in third gear above 3,000, that thing will yeet you into the next century. Not that I was being hard on a bike. So then I rode, I think at the time, all the current variations of the Pan America. And the one I liked the most was the adventure one. It seemed, for whatever way they had it tuned, to have the most get up and go, if you will. Whereas the Pan America ST or the street version seemed kind of tuned down. Still very fun and much more experienced on the bike because you have a lot of power on hand. And I'd kind of equate that one more to like a I don't know, that's a jump. I was gonna say like a multi-strata, but I was like, the Pan Am's a very good bike for what it's meant to do. That's all I'll say.
I am trying to get the one in India is called the Harley Davidson X. It's
okay.
The 440, and I'm trying to get a picture of it pulled up. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna see if I can share it.
Oh, you know way more about this than I do. Cool stuff.
Well, guys, I'm gonna head off of here myself. I'm gonna finish this up and I'm gonna go to bed.
We'll take a look at this real quick.
Okay.
So this is the new Harley Davidson X440T.
Kind of looks like a mini Sportster, but it's like it's not a V-twin.
It's got a Rotax. It's got a Rotax engine. It looks like it might be a twin. I was trying to get more information on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too, like a twin.
I'm trying to get the picture to turn, but it's the Indian website, so it's like really hard to get it to. There we go.
It's hard to determine what that means. Starting at INR.
It's
$2,000 motorcycle.
It's in rupees. It's in Indian rupees. It's they I think that is 279,000 rupees.
Wow.
Let me see. Hey Google. How much is 2,790 rupees? We'll let that think. But yeah, it's a pretty cool looking bike. Obviously, in India, everybody is on a bike, so they want to make them small enough where everybody can carry them, everybody can get on them and ride.
Because that's all they can do is ride little bikes. They only got so much room.
Yeah, so that's looks like it's about $4,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's
not
a wonderful entry-level bike. Yeah. Nice.
So yeah,
is that you said is that coming here?
That is in India right now, and it may come to our shores if they can get. So obviously, India has no freaking environmental protection and no oversight. They just want something small that's good on gas, and they can ride it everywhere inside their crowded streets. So till they get the emissions right, I think it's going to stay there, and that may have been the problem with the one they had before, the 500.
Well, that's interesting. Hopefully they do bring something like that because I think it, like you said, will encourage people a little bit more.
Yeah, that's a very friendly entry price.
But we'll see. You know, it could be it could take a while because of how it's going to end up having to be made and all that kind of stuff. That's the interesting part of it all.
Yep.
See?
279,000 rupees is 3,000 United States dollars. So for $3,000, you could have that bike.
So basically the same price as a Grom.
Is that how much a Grom costs? I don't know.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would never get a
So
Grom, so I don't
that
know.
would be basically Harley's Grom.
Sweet.
This one is a little cheaper. This is the regular 440. Come on. Let's get it in red. Yeah, the Indian site does not communicate very well here, but it is what it is. Anyway, long story short, yeah, there's some exciting things on Harley's front, and it'd be cool as hell if they could get it to come here, you know. But for now, we're stuck with what we got.
Well, it was nice hanging out with you guys.
Thanks
I
for
hope y'all
coming in.
enjoy the rest of your night.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for coming in. All right.
And then there was two.
And then there was two.
Me and you.
Just you and I. Anyway. Yeah.
Man, it was like 60 degrees the other day. I've been working on a video. I ripped on the Dyna. What a fun bike. I'm so head over heels in love. I had so much fun with that bike.
Yeah, I was going to mention that when they were on here. Working at the dealership, you get first pick at a lot of stuff that, I mean, to me, and again, that was my dream bike. That's the bike I wanted.
I couldn't ever be wealthy working here. You know, I couldn't, because you see a dream go by every single day. Someone's dream. That's one of the cool things. You got to flip your view on it and think about, you're getting to watch somebody else's dream go by, and you're getting to sometimes be a helpful part of that, and that's pretty cool. And you know, our customers come in every shape and size, and hopefully they leave a happy motorcycle rider. And if, like, I think I can speak for you and me, know what peace they're going to get out of just that, being a motorcycle rider, getting to ride the road and have it hopefully do what it's done for me and kind of heal you.
Yep, absolutely. I noticed when I had to ride to work, when I had to drive to work, I was so used to, even no matter how bad the day was, get back on the motorcycle, ride home, and I felt better when I got home, and things didn't bother me. On the car, I don't think, I think it's because in the car, the car is self-propelled. You don't have to do anything, and there's nothing else to think about but all the problems in your head and steering it. When you're on the motorcycle, it kind of spreads you out. It makes your mind do more things than just think about your problems. It's because your hands have to do things, your eyes have to do things, both feet have to do something. So I think it takes you away from getting inside your head, pulls you out of your own head, puts you somewhere else. And like most of our problems, once we stop thinking about them, they go away. Because the more you think about a problem, the worse it gets. And so if you can take all the stress out of that, which I think that's what the bike helps you do, is just forget about all the dumb shit going on in your life.
Yeah. So, I think one of the beauties of it is it's a classical style of machine that you get to operate. And unlike a lot of the modern day cars, even very fancy sports cars, it's not the same sort of hands-on experience as some piece of machinery that you're connected to moving beneath you and moving you down the road. There's a lot to focus on in that moment, and that really does draw your thinking into a kind of way where then you start to think clearly, think a couple steps forward, and by the time, like you said, when you get to where you're going, your head's in a place where you can evaluate, what do you got to do next? And I think maybe it's because you lived through the ride.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Got parts coming for the Dyna. I've already done a crash bar, and now I've got a better shifter peg coming because I had this MX style stuff going on, and that shifter peg was obnoxious. It was the most obnoxious thing. You can't use that.
What was wrong with it? And I'll tell you about mine.
So the peg and shifter combo, the brake lever is still the same, like factory brake lever. The pegs and shifter are this MX style, or like motocross style. And so they have these cleats that screw into them with little like all thread pieces of just metal cleat that you can screw into the peg or clutch peg and or shifter peg. And the ones on the shifter stuck out so far that at least on the space for a stock mid-control dyno setup, didn't leave my foot enough room. Maybe, I'll be honest, folks, or Rainey, I have a fat foot. Both of them do. Big old guy. And trying to stick my fat foot either under or over this thing was not happening. So actually, I got to my buddy's house. I borrowed a wrench. I moved the shifter peg up one. That worked for shifting up, but then shifting down, I had to basically pick my foot up or do such an awkward motion to like break my own ankles to shift down that it was not working. So I had, from a previous part of the Sportster build, one of the beauties of Harley Davidson, people, from a Sportster, I had a shifter peg, little factory rubber one. Goes right into the dyno. Perfect fit, like it's meant to be. So now I have that MX style one off, shifting much better, even with my, fat feet, and much happier. So that was my experience with the MX shifter. But the pegs feel great. They, very, very sturdy, very stuck on them, and even if you want to stand up on the bike, they feel very planted.
I see those MX. So for a dirt bike and get off road, I can see it. But I did have somebody tell me when they're on the pegs on the highway and their feet kind of start to go numb and stuff, their feet would vibrate off of the pegs, and those MXs would help them keep their feet on the pegs. And I'm thinking, if your feet are going numb, why are you still riding? But again, different strokes for everybody. What's perfect for somebody else won't be for somebody else, and what's you don't like may be exactly what somebody else is looking for. And again, this is what I love. I couldn't do this with the BMW. Very few things I could do with the BMW. But with both Harleys, anything you want to do to them, anything you can imagine doing to it to make your ride better is available. Even if you have to make it yourself. I was going to tell you if you needed another shifter peg, I have one. And then I remembered, oh, no, I gave it away to somebody. And then I was like, oh, I gave it to you.
I ordered one from OG Moto Garage. And it's a round peg. All right, and it's red anodized like the MX pegs that I have on there. But a portion of that round peg, which isn't any bigger than the rubber one that works, is shaved off, and little pleats are put on there that are just part of the peg. They don't stick up any further and add like a little bit of texture to it. So I ordered that one, and hopefully that'll be a nice switch from the MX style to something that still matches but is different.
When I rented a Road Glide Limited, probably about 3 years ago now, and the shifter peg on that thing was like a corn cob, and that's all I could think about. It was so big, and I had to, on the small one, that peg may be an inch in diameter on a regular peg. This thing, the peg was like 2 inches in diameter. And when I'd go to shift, I'd have to like angle my foot down, get under it. And when I had to shift down, I had to pull my foot out just like you're saying and go over the top of it. And it was such a big swing because the thing was like this thick. It was huge. And I was like, what the hell? When I gave it back to him, that's what I told him. I was like, hey, how'd the bike work for you? I'm like, except for that corn cob shifter, it was great. I was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, the shifter on it. And he goes out and looks at it and he's like, what the hell is that? He's like, did we leave a cover on it or something? I said, I don't know. But he didn't even know. He's like, where the hell did that thing come from? I'm like, that's what came on it. He's like,
my goodness.
We'll fix that before the next guy. But, did somebody just have a really skinny foot and, need a lot of extra? I don't know. But he was like, where the hell did this thing even come from? Like, it's yours, my dude. But, real quickly, so I took the bike in, talked to the guys up at the Harley dealer I go to. They've had a hard time with the ice storm. Nobody's bringing their bikes up. So I'm like, I'll help them out. I'll bring the bike up, let them do my back tire, because I need a back tire before I go to Florida. While they had the bike, he calls me and he's like, hey, that lowering kit you put on it, man, looks like it's got your shock rubbing the belt now, and you're going to need a new shock, man. It's starting to rub the mount away. And I'm like, I bought that from you. And he's like, what? I was like, yeah, I just bought that thing like 3 months ago with that on it. He's like, oh. I said, so what are you going to do to help me out? He goes, I guess we're going to change it and give you new shocks. So they gave me new shocks, a new block mount for the shock, and of course, obviously I got the tire. But it's like, I got new shocks in that thing. So driving it home, it drove fantastically. And I didn't even know anything was wrong with it. So kudos to Harley. And this is what I'll tell you guys. Doug has mentioned this a few times. When you give your bike to the Harley dealer, they do a 38-point inspection, whatever it is. But if there's something wrong with the bike, they'll find it. Because, I mean, one, they want to make sure you're safe, too. If they find something, they have an opportunity to fix it. And that's just business, and everybody will do that. But they will look the bike completely over and find out if anything's wrong with it. Because, you know, I'm friends with those guys. I've known them now for like 6-7 years. They obviously don't want me crashing on the road. But now I got new shocks on it. But I'm lucky enough that I just bought the bike, so it was still under these, the sale warranty. And the bike drives great, I'll tell you that.
Nice.
Something else I did is I put the Harley recommended tires back on it. Even though the other tires, they said they weren't worn that bad because they were these stylish tires with not many grooves in it. Whenever I was trying to downshift, the bike would skip and the ABS would come on.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, those grooves not being in the tire look cool, but it doesn't do a whole lot for you when it comes down to trying to stop the bike
Traction.
and control your traction. Yeah. So, anyway, Bleak, what's going on with you, man?
Yeah, not a lot. Like I said, today was quite busy. Kind of a pre-spring run-up, and but we handled it. We had a good day. Made as many people happy as we could. Answered all the phone calls, and started. We started a couple new projects for the season, and it's the dealership. It's long hours, but it's rewarding, And you work with people, and you work in a place long hours, and you feel a connection to it, hopefully it's a good connection. That's what I have in my dealership, and it's, I won't say it's not draining at times where you're like, is this day gonna ever end? It's dragged on forever. And then the other days where it flies by and you're like looking back on moved bikes and stored bikes and rented bikes and sold parts and watched other departments do their thing and felt like this whole rhythm was going on.
Yeah.
It felt like a really cool experience. And then, like I said, with the whole bell or gong experience, Kitty, you can't have the cord.
What is it with cats and cords?
Oh, she wants to destroy the headphone cords.
Mine wants to chew. So when I go to bed at night, I have the earbuds in, and she wants to chew the cord at night. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't you want me to listen to music? Yeah, it's been. I am so glad it's warmer now. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain some this weekend, but at least it's gonna be back, in the 60s and 70s instead of being in the 30s and 40s every day. So little winds.
Well, here it's gonna be. So I think starting Sunday, like 50s will be the low, 60s will be the high. It's gonna be in some medium ground. Probably a cold chill, but a decent 60. Bundle up. Potentially decent riding weather.
I saw your comment today. It pulled me to your comment. Somebody posted, what's there to do in Ohio? Is there anything here besides cornfields and Walmarts? And I'm like, yeah, there is. And I looked down, and you had commented to it. I was like, I know what he's going to say. I thought you were going to say Sailor Dam. But I was like, I need to go back to Iowa.
it's a fun place. We got a little bit of everything. You just got to be willing to ride to it. It's not going to be.
Well, damn the bad luck.
Yeah.
You mean I got to get on my motorcycle and go somewhere? God.
Yeah.
What the hell? Christian Biker, welcome in. Yeah, you're late, man. We're going to wrap it up, and now you're here. I guess we'll go for another hour. No, just kidding. Blake, you look very tired, my man. But thanks for coming in.
Oh, no problem. No problem. I try to get here when I can and, jump in on a good show. I've had a circle all the way back. I've had a pretty good experience in the riding community where I don't know that I've had many people come up to me and ever say anything rude or snarky about my bike. But right away I began, traveling in this community. I go to the local biker/bar establishment and be amongst my people, and hopefully other people who like motorcycles is what I mean by that.
Less people mess with you when there's a bunch of other bikers hanging around.
Yeah, there's just kind of a common camaraderie, like whatever it is, you rode there, and you're gonna ride away, and we're each gonna ride our own path, but for a moment we can stop and hang out, and that's one of those nice binding things about the instrument that is the mechanical wonder, the motorcycle.
Yeah, and I will say I get many, many more positive comments, like 90%, than I do of people just. And they're not. It's not mean comments. It's not snarky comments. I'm just going to say that it's uneducated comment. So as a biker, as a rider, as an enthusiast, whatever you want to call yourself, this is our opportunity to educate the public. Everybody's always the catchphrase is educate yourself. Well, let me educate you. Let me tell you what I know to change you. I may make another brother, that person that comes out and says, aren't motorcycles dangerous? Aren't you scared to crash? And I go, no. Matter of fact, you should try to ride. Why don't you take a course and learn all about it and go look at one, and maybe you'll be on one day too. Like I said, I love, you're going to get that guy that says, I know somebody that crashed on one. I know somebody that hit a deer. But you're going to get many more people that go, I like your bike. That's cool. What is it? And to us, that's our chance to not be snarky and not make a rude comment. That's the chance to pull somebody into what we're doing. Like Shadry says, make one more of us and one less of them.
Exactly.
Pull them on the train, and that's your opportunity.
The more bikes on the road, literally, the less cars on the road, and the less giant metal objects flying through space at you is the better.
As somebody once said, we all heard the phrase, you get more bees with honey than vinegar. But I heard another one time that says, with honey you get bees, with shit you get flies. Which one do you want to be surrounded by? So put out what you want to surround yourself with. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and bees are nice. I've never been stung by a bee. Bees land on me all the time. And I like to say that they must think I'm a special flower, which I am. So somebody thinks I smell good and pretty. So let the bees land on you. That's what I say.
I try to put out good vibes, whether in my videos or in my daily works or in my life. Just try to put out good vibes and try to condemn nobody. What do I know about it? I've made plenty of mistakes through mine. And feel some kind of way about it, myself.
Yeah. Oh, and when you see a kid, rev your bike. Kids love it.
Rev your bike.
Don't if you got a 450, a 550, a 1200, a giant cruiser, rev your bike. Kids love that. They don't care if it's a sport bike or a cruiser or a dirt bike. They want to hear that engine because kids love that shit.
Let me tell you about dealership side. I see kids walking through the dealership and wonder, what is this place of all these motorcycles? I see their parents having the same reaction, walking through the dealership. Off in space, what is this miracle that is this place we're at full of these motorcycles?
I still do that. Yeah.
It's pretty spectacular to watch. You just watch people go by. Wow, look at this one.
We have the charity rides up at Southern Thunder, and you see people that aren't used to being around motorcycles coming up there just for the charity, because And a lot of them are the kids are raising money for, or the family they're raising money for, and their family comes up there, so their family's up there, and they're looking at all these bikes, and you can see the apprehension when they first walk in, and within 30 seconds, everybody's kind of saying, hey, welcome to the dealership. Hey, you want a cookie? We're giving away this. You want a soda? You need water? This, and you instantly see that whole thing just change around, and that's what we want to do with our society, with our little culture. Give people who don't know anything about our culture, give them the best. Give them the greatest thing we've got, and you never know.
Yeah, that's all we can do. Try to put our best foot or bike forward, and
put our best bike forward.
Put our best bike forward. How can we help you today? And it's a good way to approach life. If you meet people in the world and your interactions aren't based on, I don't know, a quick, short interaction, but you're willing to just meet them on their terms, you can meet some pretty darn cool people.
I'm going to close this with Will Rogers' most famous quote: "Every stranger is a friend you haven't met yet." So get out there, make some friends, put out some honey.
Yeah, if you can, just ride.
And just ride. All right. You got any closing thoughts?
Be safe as it's getting warmer across the Midwest. At least there's a lot of sand, salt, crud on the roads. At least here we haven't had the right kind of rain to wash it all off. So if you're gonna go ride your bike, know that you might get some rust. There's gonna be some salt on the road in the Midwest. There's probably some sand, some nonsense. So check your tire pressure, check your brakes, and then ride off oblivious into the sunset, because at least start there. It's that time of year again, and your battery's probably dead. So come in.
And you ain't got to wash your bike, but you might as well rinse it off, or at least ride it in the rain. Yeah, get that salt off of it, get a fresh start. And just so you know, when you get your tire changed, they will wash your bike for you. So if you don't really feel like washing it yourself, go get the tire changed. So with that, we're going to say like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and we will see you guys down the road. If not down the road, I'll see you next Friday.